Using resources today is something we've got to do. We've got to eat, we've got to get to work, we've got to get home. We've got to make sure that our rivers and streams are used wisely today. But how we use those resources today makes a big difference for what happens tomorrow. Well, sustainability is about using resources today in a way that protects our future, our environmental future, our social future, and our economic future. It's a way of keeping things moving forward, progressing, and allowing us to sustain our economy and our environment. The way that the Commonwealth can help promote sustainability is to first set a good example. It is to make sure that when the Commonwealth as well as local governments are investing dollars in buildings or in purchases, that we're understanding the medium to long-term economic consequences of those decisions as well as the environmental consequences.
The Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, because of its enormous purchasing power, has the ability to change the entire world. The Commonwealth of Pennsylvania basically says, hey, we are going to buy a lot of computers, or we're going to buy a lot of carpet, or a lot of buildings, or whatever. Because they buy in such huge quantities, when they say we want to buy more environmentally preferable products, more sustainable products, the markets shift. Because all of a sudden, if I'm a business owner and I want to make money, and Pennsylvania, that has a lot of money, wants me to go green, I've got to go green. So Pennsylvania has the ability to kind of direct the emergence of this green economy simply by saying, hi, we're a customer. We're a really big customer. And if you want my business, then you've got to go in a green direction. What is a green product or a sustainable product? Ideally, it's a product that through the entire life cycle of the product, you've reduced the adverse human health and environmental impacts, from the raw materials that were used to the manufacturing process, to the impacts of actually using the product and ultimately recycling it.
In March of 2009, we enhanced our Buy Green policy, recognizing the importance of sustainability and environmentally preferable products and services, where we now require agencies to consider an environmentally preferred or green option whenever they are going out with a new solicitation for a contract for a good or service. We encourage employees to consider green in a number of different ways. One is through the creation of a new website, which includes resources for both suppliers and employees in terms of green contracts that we offer, including both products and services, helpful links, resources, definitions, and challenges with green procurements, including recognized national certifications. In addition, we've created training for employees, and we require our commodity specialists now to utilize a guidance document whenever they're bidding out a new contract to make sure that they have considered any and all green options and the impact that it may have on their contracts.
There's a variety of successful green purchasing efforts already underway. 40% of Pennsylvania's state government electricity use comes from renewable energy sources, of which 10% derives from new wind power and the remaining from existing biomass. Furthermore, the electricity use at state-owned buildings has been reduced by 20%, saving taxpayers $2.4 million a year. These reductions are possible because of the strategic use of energy savings contracts that improve the efficiency of a building without upfront cost to the Commonwealth. Another notable effort is the state's remanufactured furniture contract, which saves taxpayers thousands of dollars every year by supplying modular office furniture that's been completely disassembled, repainted, refinished, and reused.
By buying a recycled content product, for example, you're reducing all of the adverse impacts of mining the raw materials out of the earth and instead starting with materials that you've already used and recycled. If you're buying energy efficient products, what you're actually doing is reducing the amount of pollution you create just by generating the electricity to run the device. Similarly, with a water efficient product, you're reducing the amount of water it takes to use the product. Once you understand that every purchase has some sort of human health, environmental, or social impact, then you can choose to spend your hard-earned money in ways that actually reduce those impacts. So there are a variety of different ways to measure it. In fact, there are a number of tools that you can use. The Department of General Services website has links to a couple of these environmental calculators where you can see by buying something like recycled content paper, you can actually measure the reductions in the number of trees that are used, the reductions in water pollution, the reductions in air pollution by simply switching from a virgin paper to a recycled content paper. So that's what green purchasing is all about, is trying to find a way to create that perfect balance and spend my money wisely in a way that benefits me and the broader community.
Several years ago, the Department of Corrections began using what's called a dilution control system. What used to happen is we used to use cleaning products that were pretty toxic compared to nowadays, and we were finding that these chemicals weren't being mixed properly. So we put together this dilution control system that allows us to buy larger quantities of third-party verified cleaning products. They're environmentally friendly, and it ensures that we're mixing them appropriately so that when these chemicals and cleaning products are finally washed away, they're more friendly to the environment. It also ensures safety at our institutions to ensure that our inmates aren't getting their hands on toxic chemicals, and the same for our staff. In addition to the dilution control system, we purchased a number of environmentally friendly items, such as recycled paper in our copy machines and our printers for many years. We're really looking at a bigger, broader picture here and trying to expand to cover as many areas within our business as we can to ensure that we are going green. We have changed all of our regular fluorescent light bulbs to the more energy efficient light bulbs. We have recycling programs. We have composting programs at a number of our institutions, and these save in the amount of money that we pay to have haulers come in and haul the items away. We try to be very, very environmentally aware, and it's important for all government entities to really think twice when they purchase items to make sure that they are going green with their purchasing.
Not only does green purchasing protect our environment and preserve it for future generations, it also creates jobs. Sustainable purchasing programs improve municipal and county collection programs by opening markets for recycled content material. And in Pennsylvania, the recycling industry accounts for over 81,000 green-collar jobs with an annual payroll of $2.9 billion.
Local governments oftentimes ask themselves, how do I really implement a program like this? What do I really need to do in order to make an environmentally preferable program happen? How do I actually vet what's the right choice to make in terms of particular products that I'm looking for? We have programs for local governments to tap into, such as an EPA's Environmentally Preferable Purchasing Program, as well as from the Government Services Administration and in the Commonwealth through the DGS and programs like CoSTARS. And they're all open and available to any local government that would want to participate.
I think the good news in this case is that we don't necessarily have to force vendors to get on board. I think it's in the case most of the time where suppliers will come to us with new ideas, both in products and services, where there is a green alternative. But knowing that the Commonwealth now has a policy of buy green for sustainability and for environmentally preferred products, they know up front as we consider new contracts and renewals of contracts that those are options that we're going to require them to provide an alternative to us. And some of the examples to date where we've had success include carpet, where we have an NSF 140 certification, silver EPEAT certification for PCs, the use of recycled or reprocessed motor oil, the requirement to use remanufactured toner cartridges for our copiers, and a number of other examples.
Are all these green claims we're seeing valid? I would love to say yes, but unfortunately what we're seeing in today's market is an awful lot of well-intentioned companies exaggerating the environmental benefits of their products. So greenwashing, it's clearly the term of the day. Greenwashing is when someone makes a false or misleading claim about the environmental benefits of a product or a service. A lot of people are claiming, buy this product and save the world, and unfortunately it's just not that easy. I think as individual consumers and government purchasers, the one thing that we should be doing is asking the suppliers, asking the manufacturers for proof of every environmental claim. If it's a true, legitimate environmental claim, they'll be able to provide you some evidence that that claim is accurate, meaningful, and verifiable. So how do you spot the green products? I tend to look for third-party certification. I look for programs like EcoLogo or Green Seal that actually say, we've looked at all of the environmental impacts throughout the entire life cycle, and we've decided these products meet the standard. In the absence of that, you can look for the variety of other environmental claims, recycled content, energy efficient, water efficient, but look for proof. Simply putting a claim on a product is not enough.
For many years, environmental protection has been a narrow field that looked at industry as being a target for impact on the environment, from pollution control, from development. And in fact, every way we work in our lives has impact on the environment, and we purchase billions of dollars worth of goods. And the opportunity to make the manufacturing less impactful on the environment, less impactful on our health by using healthier products, by using non-toxics, by being able to look at life cycle analysis and recycling and the impact of a product during its whole life cycle and the chain of how it exists is important to all of us.
I think green procurement and green buying is everybody's responsibility, both at home and at work, and recognizing that we in public procurement, especially in Pennsylvania, are one of the largest buyers in the state, and as one of the largest buyers nationally, that we have a responsibility to do just that, which is wherever possible, buy environmentally preferred products and services.
Government purchasers don't just buy products willy-nilly like I do in the store. Government purchasers actually spend a lot of time researching the products. They put together very detailed specifications defining what kind of products they're looking for. And government purchasers aren't just spending their own money, they're spending our money, they're spending taxpayer money. And they've got to do that wisely. And so they know they're looking not just to get good products so government can operate efficiently, but they're also looking at what are the impacts of these purchases. So government purchasers are uniquely positioned to spend taxpayer money to identify truly, truly green products that make it a good investment for the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, that make it a good investment for me as a taxpayer, and for my children and future generations of Pennsylvanians.
We should care about how we invest our dollars because it's our health, it's our families, it's our pocketbooks, and it's our future. We want to have decisions that we can take a sense of pride in because they are creating conditions for the long term that allow our families and our businesses and our communities to prosper and to have a good quality of life. So in order to answer the question, why should we care, we simply have to look at our families and look at our future.